For the first time ever, the UCI Track Cycling World Cup was held in Cambridge, New Zealand. The second stage of this year's competition was held in a new venue, the Avantidrome, which was just opened in 2014. The season's first event in Colombia was dominated by a strong German showing, and when it came to the men's sprint, they retained their place at the top of the general rankings over host New Zealand. The trio of Nederlag, Eilish and Enders won with a time of 43.130 and looked like the favourites to win gold at the Rio Olympic Games. New Zealand fell short in the sprint final, but they had another chance for gold as reigning champions in the team pursuit. They would face off against rival Australia. Defeat again for the host nation. Australia, with a third place finish in Colombia, now lead in the general rankings of the pursuit classification. With the team victors decided, it was time for some individual competitions. Up first, 8 laps in the K-Rin race. Entering the final lap, it was Great Britain's Kenny Jason at the front, but coming down the home stretch, German duo Jochen Ehlers and Maximilian Levi charged to the front. Ehlers' second gold of the day came by a margin of just 0.02 of a second. American Matthew Baranowski took third. In the men's sprint final, Germany's Max Nederlag looked to nab his second gold against Australia's Matthew Gleitzer, and the familiar dance of cat and mouse began. Nederlag made his move to push the Australian, edging ahead just into the final lap. But Gleitzer was simply too strong down the stretch and was able to hit gold with his time of 10.202 seconds. The final men's event we'll see is the 6-stage Omnium. After 5 stages, Denmark's Lasse Hansen had a 2-point lead entering the 160-lap points race, and he continued to build on that throughout the test of endurance. The young Dane added an additional 20 points to bring his total to 208 and secure a gold medal over Christopher Latham of Great Britain and Glenn O'Shea of Australia. That covers the men's events from New Zealand. Later on, we'll see the women's side of the event.
The equestrian sport of dressage is easily one of the most unique Olympic disciplines of the Summer Games. Some might even venture to call it an art. Either way, dressage is one of the oldest disciplines practiced throughout history that currently exists in the Games. During the 4th century BC, Greek warrior and historian Xenophon wrote 2 treatises on the subject, commonly translated as The Art of Horsemanship and The Cavalry Commander, and the volumes delve into such subjects as horse selection and care to training a parade or show horse. Dressage was first held as a competition in the 1912 Stockholm Games and featured just 3 tests, but the discipline has evolved to now include 7 tests, each of which are scored on a scale of 0 to 10. To get a taste of just a few of the dressage tests, there is the piaffe, a poised, elevated trot in place. Forward movement is acceptable, but backwards equates to a major penalty. One of the most important aspects of dressage competition is that the rider looks completely at ease while the horse is equally composed and performing the test properly, like in a passage test for example, a collected trot where the horse elevates its stride and then gently places its hooves. Of course there are other tests as well, like the pirouette and the half pass. The riders receive a score for each test, and as the scores are tallied, naturally the rider with the highest score will win the gold. Medals are awarded to both teams and individuals in the Olympics, with the competition culminating in the crowd-pleasing freestyle to music. Intricately choreographed displays set to music which truly showcase dressage as a supreme expression of horse training.